Welcome to State of the Art Southern Illinois, a podcast by the Marion Cultural and Civic Center. I'm Josh Benson, the Executive Director of the Marion Cultural and Civic Center, and today we have with us April Camden Mitter, the Director of the Market Street Music Conservatory. Listen as she tells us about her background and what makes her the perfect person to run Market Street Music Conservatory, as well as what the conservatory does and its role here in the community. Also, you'll hear about some really cool events that they have coming up this summer. Welcome to State of the Art Southern Illinois. Today we have with us April Camden Mitter of the Market Street Music Conservatory right here in Marion. 2 blocks from the clock, right?
That's right.
Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Josh. Really appreciate it.
Of course. So what is the Market Street Music Conservatory?
Market Street Music Conservatory is a community music school. We just opened our doors in September, and we provide lessons that is music lessons and art lessons for people of all ages. So if you're a baby, we have classes for you. If you're an adult, we have classes for you as well.
So let's start with the baby type of classes. What exactly is that? How do you have music lessons for a baby?
Yes, it's with a parent or caregiver, and the classes are short in length, and we keep them small, relatively small, but it is a wonderful time of dancing, singing, sort of a gross motor type of thing. And then we have a small motor as well. We have lots of singing, vocal training.
So in layman's terms, what does that mean?
We have the holistic approach to music. So we think about what the child knows and does, and then we go with that, and then we relate it all to music. So dancing, singing, moving, and lots of moving.
Can you give us an example of a type of lesson that would incorporate some of that would be perfect for a small toddler starting out?
Well, we sing, we dance, we have circle dances. I think that's a wonderful time of family, community, friends in the class, socially. You know, that enhances that for them. Circle dances, learning how to move and sing, interact with others. And
so these classes, the parents are involved as well?
That's right. Mm-hmm. The older, as they get older, the parents are not as involved, but they're still a big part of their musical experience. And so we invite them in at the end of the classes to be a part and know what is going on and how to help them at home. So.
And is there any kind of established name of these baby music classes?
Yes, we are using a MusikGarten curriculum that it's a long time. They've done the research, they've done the experience, they have all of that behind them. And so we know it's a good curriculum, and so we use that, but we don't teach the curriculum, we teach the child. And so that's the most important thing. So
you're saying that the curriculum shifts and shapes based on the needs of the children that are in the class.
That's exactly right.
And the children aren't just in the class by themselves. The parents are there with the children as part of that process and experience.
That's
Is that
true.
correct?
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's hands-on with mom or dad or grandma being part of it throughout.
That's right.
And it's a way, these happen during the day, during the week?
Yes, and it's a very nurturing time. And I know the parents, sometimes their child will be quiet in a class, and they'll say, I know they sing these things at home, but then that's all that matters, as long as, and they're absorbing it. Mm-hmm. And so they are growing and learning as they're experiencing it.
So what is the transition there from MusikGarten? What's the transition point from there into what the rest of the conservatory does?
Yes, I think MusikGarten does it well because they do transition. We do have classes that move right into early keyboard, and it's an oral approach, which means that they will learn the songs, they will sing and dance them. They've been doing them for years now. If they start as babies, and they sing and dance these songs, so they're in their ear. Then they learn to play them by ear first. Then we add the reading approach. And so they're reading music and playing by ear, all from the beginning.
And what age does that part of it start?
That's around 5, 4s and 5s, 6. It depends on the child.
So what age can parents and children get involved and start in the MusikGarten part of it?
They can start as early as we offer right now, 15 months. We are hoping to offer babies classes as well. And we've even actually had, in my experience, I've had moms come in while baby is still in utero. And so they rock and they sing and they learn all of these things and all of these things to do with their child once they're born. And it's just really fun and neat to see that. So they start, 0.
So how can someone get involved with these classes? Is there some kind of a trial? Is there some kind of a demonstration? How does that work?
Yes, we you are at the conservatory. The first class is always free, so you're always welcome to come and experience it, see what it's like, meet the teacher, and then decide if it's a good fit for your family.
Awesome. And more information about that can be found at marketstreetmusicconservatory.com.
That's right. That's correct.
And we'll have that in the show notes and in the notes for these videos as well.
Fantastic. Good.
So that next program, that next step is that oral association with music, where they can then learn to move forward and do the keyboard. Is there another track with that as well? Or is it just keyboard?
We at the conservatory offer several tracks. We have a strings track and we have the piano track. And
with strings, you mean like violoncello?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Or guitar, if that's what they chose to do. We have a classical guitar teacher and we have string teachers. And so it just depends on what they choose to do and move into next. Voice, they could do that as well. So, yes.
Okay, and so from there, they've done MusikGarten. They've moved through that transition program into whatever track they're going to move into. What all different aspects at that level does the conservatory offer?
We have right now. We offer guitar lessons, keyboard lessons, voice lessons, and I haven't even talked about the visual art side that we also have at the conservatory, and we're excited about that part too. We have pre-piano classes, which is just a step past the MusikGarten level, and then let's see, we offer strings. We have several things that we offer. We just added brass instruments and then also percussion. So we're excited about all of that too. So
wonderful. So basically, any avenue of music can be pursued at the Market Street Music Conservatory.
That's right. And we have teachers really that don't have students yet. I mean, we just opened our doors and they're waiting. They're ready to have those students. So
wonderful. Wonderful. And so you say you've just started. How did this start? Where did this come from?
Well, it started with Mayor Absher asked if I would be interested in opening a conservatory in Marion, and I gave it some thought. And at first, I was like, I don't know, but then I started thinking about it.
Did that question just come out of the blue, or was there some resource behind that?
For me, it kind of did. So there's the First Christian Church. Is where we are housed, and they closed their doors in the fall, I think, of 2020, and their building was now being used for the Market Street Music Conservatory, which I think is just absolutely wonderful. It's a beautiful building. We get to be housed in there as the conservatory in that school. I think the building lends itself perfectly for a music school. So yes, and so I gave it some thought. I had, been in the Chicago area for about 30 years and did music and taught in several different communities, music schools there, and of course, private piano studio. And so I thought I do have the criteria for doing this and also the dream to do it, the vision to do it, because I had thought I would love to give back to the community that that raised me up and made me who I am as a musician.
Well, then let's start there. You're originally from the Marion area. So you started with music classes here in elementary school, and take us through your educational track and how that's relevant to your position here at Market Street Music Conservatory.
Yeah, I grew up in Southern Illinois in Creel Springs, and I started playing piano at the age of 2, which was my mom. She just like, what's wrong with this child? She's playing, and I did it mostly by ear. And my mom was a piano teacher, and so fast forward a few more years, and my future piano teacher became my music teacher at my school, at my grade school, and that was Armida Belts. And she taught me how to read music because I'd been playing by ear. She did tell me later that I was one of her difficult students because I wanted to play everything by ear. And so, but she did teach me to read, which is, I can't stress how much that means to have both of those things and to be able to do both of those things, play by ear and to read music. So I thank her for that. And it was not an easy job. But then I went on to study with Dr. Stephen Barwick at SIU. And of course, Yolanda Peterson in high school. I was in her theater productions and choir, and she was a big influence on my life. So all of those people poured into me, and I just wanted to. When I moved back here, I want to do the same thing for children, and the students that love music and want to be growing and doing something in music. I want to nurture that. I want to do all that I can for them. So, yeah.
So do you feel like your degrees have set you up really well for this position?
I do. I think my experience, my degrees, I have a master's degree in pedagogy, performance in pedagogy, and
that's from
from Northwestern, and my bachelor's was at Wheaton College, and both places really, nurtured my performance side, but also at Northwestern, I learned how to teach. That's what pedagogy is learning how to teach, and so that I think really helped a lot. But at the same time, it was my experience working in the community music schools. I worked after graduation. I worked at Northwestern in their community music school, the academy, for several years. Taught early childhood music and on up all the way, and then later I worked with Young Naperville Singers, which is a professional children's choir, and that was a huge learning curve for me too. Just something a little bit different than the community music school, and then later Wheaton's community music school. So. Yes, all of those places I was able to observe and see, how things are done in a community music school situation. And but this is a little bit different now that I'm on the other side of it and starting it from the ground up. But I've had tons of help.
So literally, since you left Marion, every bit of experience you've had educationally and professionally has perfectly set you up to be in this position.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, I believe that, nothing is wasted. We all go through things and it's used for whatever it is that you've been prepared to do, so I think we are prepared for those things. So yes.
What do you feel makes you the exact person at this exact time to lead the Market Street Music Conservatory through Marion?
Maybe all of those things that we just talked about, but I think just the experience and having a vision for what I see this music school could be and can be, and then finding the right people. So, to come alongside, and I found some we have a wonderful faculty right now, and it's growing as we speak. So we have wonderful people working alongside me to see that vision and help grow that.
And timing wise, how do you feel that it works out with timing of starting the conservatory as well as the revitalization and redevelopment of the downtown? How do you feel like that can all work together?
I think that it's a perfect time, and it's time for it. We need to be thinking about those things that we're offering our children and what we're doing, and that's just one part of it. I think there's all kinds of wonderful things happening in our community right now, and it's exciting to see, especially in the arts. And it's exciting to see that. But now the children's side of it, let's move it on. However, our classes and lessons are for all ages. So, so it's for everybody. So.
And you mentioned a visual arts program.
Yes.
What ages does that visual arts program cover?
I think it starts at 6 years old, and then 5 and 6, kindergarten through 5th grade. We have classes that are grouped together in those ages, and then classes for 6th grade on up, or through high school. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've kind of talked about what you're doing now. What do you feel, or what do you see in the future as things for the conservatory to do? What are your goals to achieve as far as where the conservatory is moving?
Well, we have kind of our short-term sort of goals and vision for what's happening now, and that is to get it up and running, get lessons, get the word out that we are here, that we're available for these things, and that's kind of what we've been putting our energies into right now, just getting off the ground. But bigger picture, shorter term, bigger picture is we are planning to have a community adult choir. And that's in the works right now. We've got some wonderful directors that are planning to launch that very soon. And then a little bit farther out, a community orchestra. So we are trying to build that strong string program so that we can, have players for this orchestra. So that's the bigger plan. And then there are some other visions and things that we have plans for. So we're excited about all of it and each step. So
I think something that the community could really rally around is that adult community choir and a community orchestra, giving an artistic outlet for members of the community,
right, that's right.
A way for them to engage as a music community and to engage with the conservatory itself. That sounds wonderful, and it sounds like a great way to go. While we're talking about community involvement, you've got an event planned
that's
coming up, right?
Yes, we're so excited about this event. We've got, we're planning a Mayfest, is what we're calling a musical time on our parking lot. And it's really geared toward children. And we are located at the First Christian Church right across from Benny's. And so that parking lot is fairly large. And so we will use that, and we will have pretty much a tent for each teacher, and they will have something fun planned for that day. And we've got all kinds of things. We have an early childhood demo class, so if you want to get a taste of what the MusikGarten classes are like, that would be a great time to do that. We'll have a strings tent. Let's see, what else are we? Some of our teachers have some singing things planned. Then making a drum, I think, was one of the things, which sounds like fun. Of course, then playing them. We'll see, what else? I think we're going to have a drum circle. So that will be fun. And there's some other things that aren't completely planned out, but some surprises too. So it'll be a fun day.
So that day, it's on May 21st, is that correct?
May 21st from 10 to 2.
From 10 to 2. Mm-hmm. And that aligns right with the Union Street Arts Fair that's happening as well.
Yes.
So 2 great arts events happening right there next to each other so that you can actually come to both.
That's right. Walk around and then go over and get a cup of coffee at Crown Brew. I mean, just a wonderful community time right there 2 blocks from the clock.
Yeah.
So.
And so as a family, you can engage and walk through the arts fair, but then you can bring the kids over and let the kids engage with the different instruments, with the different avenues that can happen at the conservatory.
That's right.
As just an introductory to those instruments and what they are and what they do. and give the kids a little taste of what is possible.
Exactly. And also meet the teachers that, your child would be studying with and being coached by. So
Yeah,
you can put faces with them. So
that's perfect.
so it's good.
Is there, with that, you said it's 10 to 2, and the visual arts will be involved in that as well?
That's exactly right. Yes, we will have, she's got some fun things planned, so I'm not going to give it all away, but if you enjoy that, make sure you sign up for those times. We do have all of those times listed out, and it will be up on our website really soon.
Okay.
And so if you want to plan your day, then you can just say, I'm going to go over here at 10 and here at 2 and whatever. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's for all ages of children as well?
It is.
Okay. And if you're an adult looking for lessons as well yourself, then you can come and meet some of the teachers based in those.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. That sounds like a great introduction of the conservatory to the community.
We're looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun.
Wonderful. So let's jump back to the conservatory. You've got all these lessons, all those lessons at the end of each. It's semester based, is that correct?
That it is. We have 3 quarters or 4 quarters, and then for 3 for the school year. And and we try to have a recital or a concert, like for our children's choir.
Okay.
We have a children's choir. We try to have some way of showcasing them at the end of the semester.
Okay, so that was really my question is, kids aren't just taking lessons for the sake of taking lessons. They're working towards a performance.
That's right.
And it gets them used to performing and playing for people, and really introduces the kids to that public performance aspect.
That's right. And in my own piano studio, we have group lessons, 2 or 3 a quarter, and during those group lessons, we practice performing for each other. And sometimes they get nervous even more so for their peers than they would for grandma and grandpa. But they did say that their nervous meters did come down a little bit. We just always say, how nervous are you? But they are learning how to handle those nerves in a performance situation. So I think it's a wonderful tool to be able to use these group lessons to prepare for the recital.
Well, and the recitals and preparing for the recitals, that's all such an important part. Once you venture into life as an adult,
that's right.
Being able to present ideas, being able to
that's
in
my
the
thing.
business world, being able to pitch an idea,
right.
to pitch a concept, to pitch a project.
That's what I
and have the confidence to stand up and do that and to get up in front of people.
That's right. That's right. I say this to my students all the time. You don't know what you have in store for you and what you might do in life. If you're a lawyer, you will be in front of people speaking. If you are a doctor, you will give presentations. And if you are, a teacher, you will be performing every day, in front of people, speaking and talking. And it just might as well practice it now.
Yeah, it sounds like the perfect broad setup for life in giving a child that confidence to be in front of others.
But not only that, but the discipline that comes with that. So there's a discipline aspect as well to lessons and private lessons and learning an instrument, learning a new thing, anything really.
And you're saying discipline as in learning the discipline of dedicating yourself to something and pursuing it.
That's right.
And then following through on it.
That's exactly right.
And that's a perfect parallel to the business community, to a project that someone's working on, to a career in medicine, to any professional or adult life. And so these music lessons really, it's nice to play the piano, but what you're really doing is you're really setting children up for success in the future as adults.
That's exactly right.
That's amazing.
It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's
good.
the music part of it's fun, but the true longevity of what you're establishing now is truly amazing. And that's truly a gift to these children for their lives. And kudos to the parents for getting them in these lessons to do that.
That's right. It does take the parents, support and encouragement and, getting them to the lessons, not just that, but then, maybe listening to them play their week's lessons music.
Yeah.
And they let them give a concert at home. And, it's a lot of things that the parents do.
Yeah.
So,
And that's the beautiful part is as a parent, you're not just bringing your kids to a piano lesson. You are, but you're really setting your children up for future success in life.
that's right.
By getting them into music lessons as a child, by teaching them discipline, by teaching them public presentation, by teaching them to overcome nervousness to get in front of people.
That's right.
And to stand behind and stand for the work that they've done by performing in that recital.
That's right.
Wonderful. So thank you for coming on today. We are at the Marion Cultural and Civic Center. We are so excited about the conservatory because it's perpetuating the arts, it's perpetuating music, and it's perpetuating the craft of creating art and creating music and creating work here in the community. And we couldn't be happier about what you're doing here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for letting us be here today.
Of course.
And we really enjoyed it.
So to recap, you've got an event on May 21st.
That's right.
10 to 2. Bring the kids out. If you're interested in lessons yourself, come out and meet some of the teachers. And then be on the lookout for the things coming in the future. Right now, there is a community children's choir through the conservatory.
That's right.
And it meets 2 different times a week.
That's
and
correct.
You can pick either time for practice.
That's right. That's exactly right.
To add some flexibility there for the kids. And then
we do have summer camps coming up as well.
Ooh,
so
okay.
A lot of summer camps. Let me just name some of them. I had to make some notes. Musical munchkins. Now, does that sound fun or what?
Yeah.
Campfire songs. This is going to be like a one-night event with hot dogs and s'mores and learning all kinds of campfire camp songs. And we've got a summer vocalist showcase. That's going to be fun with of course a performance on the last day. Broadway songs of summer, introduction to the violin, and that's for all ages, so young and old and older. And drum set camp. We got a history camp, a blast from the past, that's what it's called, and then a camp for young composers and a visual arts camp. Some of those are old is new again, so fun, SEW fun, and Beyond the Brush and comic book creators. And then we have one night of singing on the square. So it's not just one night; it's several times of practicing and then going to the square and singing on the square.
Oh, very
sounds
cool!
Like fun.
So that there's a lot of community engagement, community involvement there.
Yes.
Those summer camps sound like a blast.
Yes.
If you'll send me that list, we'll put the list of summer camps up with this as well.
Sounds good. Be watching on our website as well.
So again, that website is marketstreetmusicconservatory.com.
That's correct.
And you'll find information about the Mayfest.
That's right.
As well as all of these summer camps, so that'll be up soon.
Yes.
Or any information about any of the instruments
That's
or
right.
practices
And
that are at the
teachers.
conservatory.
That's right.
Oh, the teachers all have bios on that site as well?
That's correct.
Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. So you can do your own research and kind of get on there and have an idea of who teaches what and what teachers you would be looking at even before the Mayfest, where you would be coming to meet those teachers.
That's correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Josh.
This was, I feel like we skipped over and kind of rushed through that, the summer camp thing, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
I think it will be.
Do you have any idea when signups for that summer camps are going to start?
Anytime, as soon as we get all of the information out. So you can find that on the website.
On the website, but be looking for announcements for it on the Facebook.
Exactly right.
So Market Street Music Conservatory on Facebook and on Instagram.
That's right.
And so announcements will come through there, and then the information will be on the website.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for joining us today, April.
Thank you, Josh.
Really appreciate having you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us today for State of the Arts Southern Illinois, a podcast featuring local musicians, artists, artisans, arts organizations, and arts events here in Southern Illinois, as well as some touring artists that are coming to the Marion Cultural and Civic Center. Join us every Thursday here for new episodes.